Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to the 10 most powerful lightsaber duelists in all of Star Wars. So as you know, on this channel we react to all lore, anything like that. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. The original video will be in the link down below. And yeah, let's just jump straight in.
Lightsaber duelist in Star Wars. Not the most powerful Force user or the best tactician, but the one who mastered the blade.
So if you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Obi-Wan's my favorite character because dude always runs the fade. Kakashi has never run a fade. Obi-Wan is the Star Wars version. I never skip a fade. Obi-Wan is the Star Wars version of Kakashi.
Above all else, whether they defeated an impressive list of
Also, this is the most underrated battle in all of Star Wars. Qui-Gon should not have died like that.
foes or mastered all 7 combat forms, these
In Disney version of Star Wars, everyone survives a blade to the gut.
are the warriors who turned lightsaber combat into an art form. These are the 10 most powerful lightsaber duelists ranked. Number 10, Darth Maul.
Very overrated in my opinion. Bro, literally, he loses a lot of the time.
Darth Maul was far from a subtle duelist. He was fast, aggressive, and unrelenting. Trained from childhood
But his character was so loved, they literally used plot armor to bring him back.
to be a living weapon by one of the most powerful Sith of all time. Maul's dueling style was
At least it made sense though. I don't know if you watched recent Star Wars stuff, but recent Star Wars stuff, everyone be surviving a lightsaber blade to the gut. It's just, I hate
rooted in pure
I hate
offense,
Disney Star Wars, not even gonna lie.
incorporating multiple lightsaber combat forms. Most notably, he mastered Form 6, Neiman, and Form 7, Juyo, which focused on overwhelming opponents through unpredictable, high-speed attacks. He wielded a double-bladed lightsaber not just for intimidation,
My favorite lightsaber form, I forget what number it is, but I love Obi-Wan's lightsaber form too because it's all about defense and counterattacks, which is really cool. And Obi-Wan literally will kill any person on sight. Say what you will, but bro is just staying killing battle droids.
but as a tool to dominate wide angles and control space in a fight. In The Phantom Menace, he holds his own against 2 Jedi at once, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, but he really... The thing about this is, Qui-Gon was old, his form, so if you don't know, Qui-Gon's form was only bad in this fight because he was old and he was too old, and he did not switch to a new form because his form's kind of like how Anakin's is quick movements and like flips and stuff. And with Qui-Gon's form, it's just not work. It doesn't work. Maybe more like Yoda's form. And he's not Yoda. Yoda's the GOAT for a reason.
Upon separating the two, Maul made quick work of Qui-Gon Jinn, despite the Jedi Master's own
Okay, quick work. That's a bit disrespectful to my man Liam Neeson here.
proficiency in combat. The Zabrak
I love Liam Neeson's reaction. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's like, I'm a Jedi Master. And I fall for the, I'm going up here. Ha, just kidding.
also had
It's so
Obi-Wan
funny.
beat and could have killed him had his arrogance not gotten in the way. But Maul didn't stop there. In the Clone Wars and Rebels, he evolves from a blunt instrument into a calculating duelist. He gets the best of Obi-Wan Kenobi on more than one occasion, and his duel with Ahsoka Tano
In Obi-Wan's defense, Obi-Wan's style is terrible for it because of the double blade thing. It really throws off that true defense.
on Mandalore
And with Obi-Wan's style, it always looks like he's losing, even if he's not, because he's never attacking.
is among the most technically sound and close in the entire saga. Fast, fluid,
I love Ahsoka, but she has so much plot armor in the show. She should have died so many times.
and deeply strategic. Maul's weakness was never his blade. It was his anger and his arrogance. His need for revenge or to gloat blinded him to long-term strategy. But blade to blade, he was one of the most dangerous fighters the Jedi ever
Which is why he got folded in about 5 seconds against Obi-Wan in Rebels.
faced. Number 9, Kit Fisto.
The most undeserving death in all of Star Wars. He's like known as one of the best duelists, and he got packed up in about 10 seconds.
One of the few Jedi Masters who combined natural talent with fearless adaptability, Kit Fisto was unpredictable, precise, and perfectly calm under pressure. Fisto specialized in Form 1.
His design, by the way, if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, his design in the Clone Wars is one of the best design upgrades I've ever seen.
Shi-Cho, the oldest lightsaber form. While often considered basic, Fisto refined it to a level of mastery rarely seen. His flowing movements and wide sweep.
In all of sports, literally anything, like in fighting or whatever, if you use an old type of form, like if that's karate or anything really, if you master it to a T, it really doesn't matter if it's outdated.
Strikes were especially effective in aquatic environments as a member of the Nautolan species, but his ability carried over to land-based combat just as easily. One of his most impressive duels came during the Clone Wars, when he defeated General Grievous in single combat, an opponent who had a reputation for killing Jedi.
Yeah, but that's what I really never liked about General Grievous, is like, he had one good thing in the Clone Wars, but was he really had a reputation for killing Jedi Master? I just don't know. I haven't read the comics or anything, or any of the history, but I just don't know. I do love him though. Like, ugh. He is very cool.
Fisto held his ground, adjusted to Grievous's aggressive style, and even escaped when Magna Guards arrived.
From this episode, if you don't remember, oh my gosh, I'm such a Star Wars nerd, by the way. But if you don't remember, I love the episode where he's like, oh, you might have been a warrior back in the day, but now you're just a robot, and he just folds him.
Fight gone on, it's not unreasonable to think Fisto would have won. In Revenge of the Sith, he's selected by Mace Windu as part of the Jedi Strike Team.
Okay, I get why Kit Fisto, it made sense, and I'm sure there's some reason behind him getting folded in about 20 seconds. But these two, who are these two? And why are they here? Windu, I guess, didn't have the best options, but still, Kit Fisto makes sense, but not these fodder.
Sent to arrest Darth Sidious, due to his reputation as one of the best swordsmen in the Jedi Order at the time. Though he's ultimately killed, Fisto lasts longer than the likes of Agen Kolar and Saesee Tiin, and even blocks a few of Palpatine's swings. Fisto combined elegance, precision, and quiet confidence. He didn't need theatrics, he let the blade speak.
And he always had a smile on his face, which I really liked.
For itself. Number 8, Ahsoka Tano. Trained as Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, Ahsoka Tano adopted a fast-paced...
I have a question in the Star Wars, is how do you get 2 blades? Like, do you have to ask for a second Kyber crystal? Like, if someone's like, hey, I know you just gave me this really rare crystal and everything, and I just made my lightsaber cool, but can I have a second one?
Dual blade fighting style that emphasized agility and adaptability.
And they talk about how rare Kyber crystals are, but everybody be having a lightsaber. It can't be that rare.
Refined Form 5 into her own variation, combining power strikes with acrobatics and unorthodox footwork. Her reverse grip alone set her apart. Less traditional but brutally effective in close quarters. What makes Ahsoka's dueling stand out isn't just technique, but also her ability to evolve.
Have plot armor. As like I said, I love Ahsoka, but there's so many times she should have got folded.
And opt for the unorthodox. Much of this can be attributed to her time training under the Chosen One, but Ahsoka deserves her flowers too. She survived Order 66 by deflecting clone blaster fire in overwhelming numbers and held her own against Darth Maul in a duel that was both technically demanding and emotionally charged. And later, she went blade to blade with Darth Vader, matching his strength and precision long enough to land...
Yeah, which is plot armor. I don't want to sound mean here, but nobody really should have been able to hold a blade up to Darth Vader other than, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi because of his defense, maybe Mace Windu, but Darth Vader was packing up people.
A blow to his mask and escape. Despite walking away from the Jedi Order before reaching knighthood, her record speaks for itself. Trained by the Chosen One, victorious over Maul, surviving 2 galactic wars. Her lightsabers were an extension of her clarity and resolve.
The Inquisitors, let's be honest, the Inquisitors were trash.
Ahsoka proved that
Because you know all the Inquisitors, like, fun fact, I'm pretty sure none of them were, like, Jedi Master or anything. I might be wrong on that, but I swear they're all just people that, like, the Jedi just didn't want, or they just weren't good, and then they become Inquisitors, and they're like, oh yeah, we're cool now.
Didn't need a council's approval to stand among the greats. Number 7, Luke Skywalker. Despite undergoing no formal Jedi training, Luke Skywalker still became one of the most formidable duelists in galactic history. His earliest duels were raw and improvised, marked by instinct more than technique. But by Return of the Jedi, Luke had matured into a composed and focused fighter. His duel with Darth Vader aboard the second Death Star is the clearest example. He controls the pace, deflects Vader's assaults.
You know what's crazy? And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm someone that really hates old movies, not because, like, they're not, like, good or whatever. It's just because I don't really have the attention span to be looking at 90-year-old, I know it's not that old, but still, but be looking at old graphics. And say what you will about me, but I don't have that in me. So, like, the only old movies I've really enjoyed is, like, Rocky, and that's just because it really doesn't need that many special effects. But something like this, yeah, I just couldn't do it. I've never seen the original trilogy. I know all of it, of course, but I've never really seen it.
And ultimately overpowers his father. In Legends, Luke's skill goes even further. He masters every known lightsaber form, defeats some of the most dangerous Sith and Darkside users of his era, and trains an entirely new generation of Jedi. But because we're largely taking canon...
How does he really kill all those... Oh, I guess it's Legends, but still, he really shouldn't have been that good, because the only person he fought is like a old Darth Vader who was conflicted.
To consideration in this video, it's hard to compare him to the Jedi of the prequel era, who underwent far more...
Oh, and I like how Darth Vader completed mass genocide, but he still became a good Force ghost. That's crazy to me.
More training. If you want to learn more about Legends Luke, make sure to check out our video on his 10 greatest Force feats. Number 6, Anakin Skywalker.
Really? I did not know that Anakin's only number 6. I thought he was going to be like number 3.
Prodigy in every sense of the word, Anakin Skywalker was lethal with a blade. Considered one of the most gifted duelists.
Ugh, don't get me started on this man. He's my favorite character. Or him and Obi-Wan are tied. Count Dooku, I love his style too, especially since the actor, I'm forgetting his name, but the actor couldn't really do his movements, but in the Clone Wars, they made it very show how good he was. The Clone Wars, they really did perfect the Count Dooku character.
Lists of the Clone Wars. Few could match his raw talent with a lightsaber, and
because he does it like he's fencing.
Even fewer survived facing what he became. As the Chosen One, Anakin was nearly unstoppable. He mastered Form 5 Gem So, which emphasized aggressive counters and overwhelming strength. His reflexes, speed, and creativity allowed him to outfight opponents with years more training. He defeated Count Dooku once goaded into using the dark side, and beat other notable opponents like Asajj Ventress and Barriss.
Was Asajj Ventress really that good? Let's be honest. She didn't really have it in her. Every episode you just see her get packed up.
But after his defeat to Obi-Wan on Mustafar, his style changed.
That's when he got humbled.
Because it had to. As Darth Vader, his speed was reduced, but his precision and strength became terrifying. He adapted his Form 5 into something slower, but...
Everyone loves this scene. The amount of people that, like, glaze Darth Vader after this scene is crazy work, because it's just a bunch of random no-names.
Still brutally effective. He hunts Order 66 survivors like it's a sport, toys with Reva and other Inquisitors, and overwhelms Obi-Wan in their first rematch.
Yeah, they got packed up again. He became the high ground. He couldn't get the high ground in their fight in the Obi-Wan show, so he threw the high ground at him. Say what you will about the Obi-Wan show, but I loved it. It was so much fun.
Across both identities, Anakin and Vader defeated Jedi, Sith, Inquisitors, and Rebels alike. What he lost in mobility, he replaced with calculation, endurance, and sheer force of will. Number
But you throw the high ground at him or use the high ground, he's cooked.
5. Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wasn't the flashiest duelist, but Obi-Wan Kenobi was one of the most effective. He mastered Form 3, Surisu, the most defensive lightsaber form in the Jedi arsenal. Designed to outlast and counter aggression, Surisu requires patience, time...
Yeah, he basically becomes a tank with his thing. And Obi-Wan's not scared to go for the kill, which I love about his character.
And absolute focus. Qualities Obi-Wan embodied to perfection. His record speaks for itself. He defeated Darth Maul on more than one occasion.
Yeah, literally, he, one hasn't, a Sith Lord hasn't been seen in 10,000 years. And he's like, I want to see what all the hype's about. Let's see. And then he packs him up.
First as a Padawan on Naboo, avenging Qui-Gon Jinn. Then, years later on Tatooine...
You know what's crazy? They also didn't take him serious until he killed the Sith Lord. They're like, this guy, he's still Padawan. That 26-year-old, it's weird he's a Padawan. Look, kids make fun of him and laugh. He's a Padawan. And then he just becomes, like, a master by episode 3, which is crazy work.
Ending Maul's long obsession with a single, precisely timed strike. Obi-Wan also defeated General...
And kills the Chosen One.
Grievous, a cyborg trained in all 7 forms and armed with 4 lightsabers. His mastery of Surisu was a perfect counter to Grievous's overwhelming flurry of blades. And of course, he defeated Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar.
And I hate that people don't attribute this win to Obi-Wan. They'll say, oh, well, Anakin was guided, he was angry. And Anakin always fought angry. Anakin throughout the show, throughout the movies, would have gotten packed up 9 out of 10 times by Obi-Wan because... First off, Anakin's style is terrible against Obi-Wan because if Obi-Wan can outlast him and find the right opportunity to gain the high ground, it's over. Even Prime Darth Vader got pelted with the high ground.
The most gifted duelist of his era, Anakin fought with overwhelming power and speed, but Obi-Wan's defense held firm. He didn't overpower Anakin, but outlasted...
The good old days. Oh my gosh. This fight, I watch it. So I've watched it so many times. I love it every single time because the choreography is amazing. These new Disney actors, they don't know how to put on a lightsaber battle to save their life.
Waited for the critical mistake and struck when it counted most. That duel is the reason why Obi-Wan ranks above him for us. Obi-Wan didn't just fight with a blade, he fought with clarity, control, and
the high ground.
Conviction. While Anakin at his best was the polar opposite. Number 4, Yoda. The Jedi Order's greatest...
Yoda's only number 4? The acrobatics of this man? I know Count Dooku. Since Count Dooku hasn't been seen yet, he's gonna definitely be number 3 or 2, because he's gonna put Darth Sidious as number 1 because every Star Wars channel on YouTube loves to glaze this man, so that's gonna happen.
Master for over 8 centuries, Yoda was one of its deadliest duelists. Though he mastered all 7 forms, Yoda favored Ataru, Form 4, a highly acrobatic style built around speed, mobility, and overwhelming offense. In his prime, Yoda's small stature became a weapon. He turned his side...
Yeah, and pure lightsaber duel, okay, Darth Sidious shouldn't even be over Yoda because in the movie, in this duel, every single duel Yoda had against Darth Sidious, he packed him up. Like, pure lightsaber skill. Darth Sidious was pure force skill. I'm already calling this list. I don't know about this.
Into an advantage.
It's a great video, I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't know. Every Star Wars channel I see on YouTube glazes Darth Sidious.
Flipping around opponents, striking from impossible angles, and staying in motion to exhaust even the strongest of enemies. Yoda only drew his lightsaber when absolutely necessary, but when he did, the results were unforgettable. He dueled Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones, matching his former Padawan strike for strike. Dooku fled not because he was losing, but because he couldn't win quickly. In Revenge of the Sith, Yoda battled Darth Sidious at the height
And
of the
he beat him. He beat him in the lightsaber battle. When it was Force use, yes, 100%. But if I see Darth Sidious above him, I'm just not. I just don't like it.
Sith Lord's power. The duel spanned the Senate chamber itself, a symbolic battle between light and dark at the height of their respective powers.
I have a question. Let's say Yoda did kill him. Still, all the Jedi are getting packed up.
Though Yoda was forced to retreat, he fought the Emperor to a stalemate. Even in failure, Yoda proved that
Not a stalemate. I'm sorry. I'm getting so emotional about this.
no dark-side user could defeat him through dueling skill alone. Number 3, Darth Sidious. Emperor Palpatine was more
Yeah, and Palpatine was actually scared of Count Dooku. It's just Count Dooku's fault. He was 85.
than a schemer and a politician. At his peak, he was among the most dangerous lightsaber duelists in the galaxy. That's despite the fact that Palpatine wasn't even a fan of lightsaber combat, preferring to use the Force itself as a weapon. Trained by Darth Plagueis in secret and refined through decades of deception,
Say what you will, but Darth Sidious's lightsaber battle against Darth Maul and his cousin, it was pretty cool.
Sidious mastered all 7 lightsaber forms and fused them into a personalized, unpredictable style. His speed was unnatural, enhanced by the Force to such a degree that most opponents never even saw the killing blow coming before
Okay, I'm gonna guess number 2 is gonna be Count Dooku, number 1's gonna be Mace Windu.
it was too late. Darth Maul and his brother Savage Opress were hardly a challenge, as Palpatine toyed with them and hardly broke a sweat during the Clone Wars. In Revenge of the Sith, he takes on 4 Jedi Masters simultaneously, killing Agen Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto in a matter of seconds. Only Mace Windu is able to hold his ground and make for a worthy opponent. Later,
He gets folded by Windu, though.
Sidious matches Yoda in the Senate chamber, battling to a stalemate. Though Yoda escapes, Sidious leaves unscathed and ultimately isn't the one forced into exile. Darth Sidious used
Okay, but to be fair, that was literally because he used the Force. He threw dis at him.
precision, deception, and overwhelming speed like no other. His mastery of the blade was the final layer in a lifetime spent engineering the fall of the Jedi Order. Number 2, Mace Windu. The Jedi
Ooh, Count Dooku's getting number 1. This is interesting to me. I'm really curious about this now.
Order's deadliest swordsman, Mace Windu was the only Jedi to truly master the edge of the dark side without falling to it. He developed Vapod, his own variation of the 7th form of lightsaber combat. Unlike other forms, Vapod channeled aggression and inner darkness, redirecting it back at an opponent. Only Windu could wield it safely.
You know, let's be honest. If Darth Sidious would have turned Mace Windu into his apprentice, Anakin seemed good, sure, but Anakin was doing too much. If he would have been able to get Mace Windu, they would have been on demon time. Mace Windu was cold and calculated.
As it was more than a fighting style, but a mindset that turned darkness into a weapon while simultaneously rejecting its temptations. In Revenge of the Sith, Windu proves its power. When the Jedi confront Darth Sidious, 3 Masters fall in seconds. Windu alone not only survived,
And I hate when people say, oh, well, if he would have took Anakin on with him, it would have been fine. No, it wouldn't have. It would have, same thing would have happened.
survives, but defeats the Sith
Anakin believed his dreams.
Lord in a prolonged duel. He disarms Sidious, holds a blade to his throat, and forces the Emperor to plead for his life. No other Jedi ever accomplished this. Windu's combat foresight
And I know his dreams came true once, but if he would have just told people, like, hey, this old dude keeps talking to me about saving it with dark force powers. Is that real? Yoda's gonna be like, nah, bruh.
further enhanced by his ability called Shatterpoint, let him read his opponent's
And
intentions
Kiadi Mundi would have said, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? I'm sorry. It's so
in a
funny.
duel, making him nearly unbeatable. he fought like he was always one step ahead. Number 1. Count Dooku. The greatest lightsaber duelist in Star Wars for our money is
It's also the most graceful. I love his style.
Count Dooku. Not necessarily the most powerful with the Force, but the most refined, disciplined, and dangerous with a blade.
And I love his curved blade too. It's just so sick, isn't it?
A master of Makashi, Form 2, Dooku treated lightsaber combat as a martial art. While others fought with brute strength or acrobatics, Dooku relied on control, precision, and timing. His style was elegant, minimal, and lethal. Darth Tyrannus didn't just defeat his opponents, but
I love this scene. Okay, I'm gonna break it down real quick. So he puts, in this whole fight, he puts Obi-Wan on the offense while putting Anakin on the defense, which is crazy because, you know, Anakin's offense and Obi-Wan's defense.
danced around and dismantled them. On more than one occasion, Dooku simultaneously defeated Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. These were two of the most capable Jedi of their era, yet Dooku
Yeah, and if it wasn't for plot armor, he would have done that again. Literally, I do believe that Anakin only beat him because of plot armor or age.
handled them with confidence, even disarming and incapacitating them without
Because you could say anything about Anakin's use of the Force or whatever, but he didn't use the Force. He just got lucky.
resorting to lethal strikes. His duel with Yoda ends in a draw, and even when he eventually falls to Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, it takes Anakin abandoning restraint and embracing the dark side
Still, I don't know about that. I really
for
don't.
Dooku to finally be overpowered. Dooku's skill wasn't just written into the story, it came to life through the performance of Sir Christopher Lee, a trained swordsman
Yeah, W-Mans. If you ever done research on this dude, he crazy work.
with a fencing background who brought real-world finesse to every duel. His posture, footwork, and technique were already there. A lot of Dooku's characterization and fighting style were
Even in the Clone Wars, is based off him. I love how the Clone Wars did it because they literally didn't try to change the character. They didn't try to make it lore accurate. They made it the character we saw in the Clone Wars movies, which was very good. I love them.
based on a man who had
I know a lot of people, especially older Star Wars fans, didn't like the prequels. That made me a Star Wars fan.
legitimately killed people in real life. When it comes to lightsaber combat, there is no greater swordsman than the Count of Sereno. But
Alright, if you guys enjoyed, I would appreciate if you left a like and subscribe. And remember, all my takes are just off my personal views, so don't get stressed about them. And if you want to, leave a suggestion on what you want to see me react to next, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice